Hi everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video I want to look at how to build a Nightmare campaign farmer and why you might want to do it as well. So I'm recording this video probably a little bit in advance. I don't want to give any sneaky info away, but as you guys might know, we had a Krisk tournament recently for champion training. Right now we have a Cold Heart tournament going on for champion training as well. I'm currently winning this one. Hopefully we win it. We're definitely close enough that either of these guys, or even perhaps these guys, might push ahead. I've got a whole bunch of stuff saved in reserve though, but I'm not going to publish this video until after this is done. I don't want to give them any insight into my strategies. But basically what I'm trying to say is that there could be a bunch of these tournaments now coming up in the future where actually having someone that can farm Nightmare campaign might be a really good idea. Campaign farming is also a pretty good source of points for CVC. Right, compared to farming Spider is considered to be the quickest way to do it. 300 points for every 20 energy you spend, and it's really, really fast, depending on if you have a fast team or not. Well, actually coming in and farming campaign is pretty quick too. So for example, doing it on Nightmare, we get 80 points. Obviously much less than 300, but you start to grab points as well for leveling up your champions. Leveling up your champions here when you upgrade their ranks, if you ever ascend anyone, anything like that. Yeah, there's actually some nice benefits to it. I think actually for CVC, farming campaign can be very efficient in terms of energy spent to the points that you get. It's not going to be as fast for as many points as just blasting Spider, but it is a good source. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Now let me show you how I have built up my Ethos. I'm using Ethos for this. There are obviously multiple champions that can be your Nightmare campaign farmer. You want to look up specific builds for them in case they are slightly different, but classic examples: Ethos, I think Bigun can do it, I think Trunda can do it, Herndig is another very, very good one. You're essentially looking for champions with multiple AoE attacks that do hit hard. I have my Ethos in a Savage set. I don't believe that's essential, actually. I think you could have them in really any sort of set. I just took some of my best Savage gear and put it on this guy. I think it is slightly overkill though. In terms of stats, HP and defense don't really matter. I've gone for 5,500 attack, 100% crit rate, of course, and 276% crit damage. Like, those are the stats that do matter. And then speed has a bit of an impact as well. You want to be fast enough to take 2 turns before the waves take 2 turns. So you want to have about 208 speed is fine. With Masteries, you can actually be lower. I think you can get away with maybe 190 or so speed. For the Masteries that I've set up over here, this is what I'm talking about. Whirlwind of Death gives you an extra 18. So you can outspeed the waves with Whirlwind of Death. So again, you might actually be able to save on gear a little bit with that. But I brought him this way. We're coming over to more damage at full HP, which he is most of the time. More damage for the first hit on each enemy. More damage against targets at max HP. Damage for every dead ally. That's obviously very, very nice. More damage for every champion we kill. I've given him Blood Shield for a little bit of extra safety. It's not that important though. And then I've gone for Flawless Execution, which is the extra crit damage. You could put him into Helm Smasher either. I just prefer Flawless Execution because it is that more, it's more stable, basically. It's more consistent, and that's what I'm looking for. And then just some of the defense tree. And a good part, I forgot to mention, another part of this is that if you do have the Forge Pass and you max it out, or if alternatively you buy the Raid card, which I don't have turned on right now, well, I don't have it, I mean, you can't see it on desktop, right? You can't see it on desktop, but I've never bought it. I was almost tempted to maybe buy it now that we're kind of wailing out a bit, but one of the big things you can do is that if you've got either the Raid card or the Forge Pass, when it's maxed out, you can actually level up 1-star champions in one single 12-6 Nightmare run, which is pretty cool. So I can come in here, for example, and I can say, we'll continue if we lose. It is possible to lose. I've seen him lose. If the Lord Shazar on the last wave crits you and places a couple of bombs, you can lose. But it's very, very rare. And I can just come in and do something like this. I can set in I could just send in a full bunch of 1-stars. And this is such a quick way to blast through your 1-stars. You only put in 18 because you can replace 3 at a time. So you get 6 full replacements. There's no point in putting in 19 or 20. That would be bad. And then we click Start Multi-Battle. And then we go. And let me show you what Ethos does here for the Nightmare Campaign Farmer. So the first wave he will kill in 2 AoEs. And that's obviously going to give him a damage boost. Then he's going to come in on this wave. Lord Shazar will kill our farm champions. And then he's going to, bam, blow this up with 2 hits. So he does it in about 11 seconds here on stage 6. Sometimes it goes a little bit differently depending on how things go. I actually have my guy with a refresh ring, which I think might throw him off sometimes, actually. I think, like, right there, refresh just procced, which means he's gonna, yeah, so this is where I think maybe he can go wrong as well. Because, yeah, he wastes his AoE, so this is where the Lord Shazar can survive. And if that Lord Shazar crits, or he places a couple of bombs on you, that can kill him. So that's something to watch out for. I think it's the refresh that throws him off, because it means that he gets to wave 3 without the right moves available to go. So I might have to look into, he's done it again. I might have to look into re-gearing him, like so, because this is the dangerous part. So he does one-shot these two guys on the side. Here we go. Maybe we'll see it fail. Okay, so there's one bomb. Yeah, you can see if 2 bombs do land on him, he will die. So that's the thing to watch out for. But we're blitzing through. Sometimes it's 14 or so seconds. That's about as slow as it goes. And yeah, we get a 1-star fully ranked up every single time. So this is the standard run. Yeah, with no refresh stuff. Shazar kills him, and then he's going to come in, and he's just going to AoE, and the waves are dead. Yeah, so I need to take that refresh ring off. There is something that I've seen confirmed right here for me. So I was doing some interesting sort of quick little bit of maths here, so you can see some of the value of this, and this is quite intriguing. This is calculating stuff with the Forge Pass bonuses. So I went and I actually tested these, but for a 1-star champion, they need 22,000. This is the amount of XP. 2-star champions need to be maxed out, 3-star and 4-star. Then on 12-3 Brutal, with the Forge Pass at 50% bonus, you get a total of, with 2 times XP on as well, you get a total of 10,815. So you can see it actually for 1-star, it would take you 2.1 runs, which is really, really bad, right? 2 runs would take them nearly all the way up. They'd be like level 9 in a bit, and then basically have to do an entire other run for a tiny fraction of XP, which is not worth it. So you could throw them into, you could feed them another level 1 champion, or throw them into the sparring pit or something like that. And again, it's kind of awkward with the 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star. You're kind of wasting half a run of XP every time. When you go up to 12-6 Brutal, it's pretty similar. Unfortunately, we're still just short of 2 runs to get someone to 1-star. Look at that, how fast it is to rip through that stuff. And yeah, much the same. 12-6 Brutal with the Forge Pass is actually quite good for 4-star champions. You do 41 runs and you're only wasting 0.2 of a run. So it's actually pretty good for that, but not super useful. For Nightmare 12-6, you actually get more. Like if you compare 12-3 Brutal or 12-6 Brutal, you get more than double the points for only double the energy. So more than double the XP for only double the energy. So more XP per energy spent. So 1 run is enough for the 1-star. Then it's still pretty bad for the 3-stars, the 2-stars, and even the 4-stars. It's a bit dodgy. So what I've been doing is you could go in and you could potentially do 3 or 8 runs with the 2 or 3 stars, and then finish them off with 1 run on 12-3 Brutal. So you're going to have to sort of flip back and forth, which is kind of awkward. I believe, I didn't test this because I don't have the raid pass, which is I think 10 or a month. I believe that would increase it up to 29,000, in which case it would still be, you'd actually overcap on this for your for your 1-star. But it becomes actually very efficient then for the 2 and the 3-star, right? You do 3 runs and waste 0.2, or 7 runs and waste 0.2 of a run. So that becomes really efficient for those if you stack all of those bonuses up together, which is pretty intriguing. It's a pretty big deal. So look, as you can see, you rip through your energy really fast. This is such a quick way to burn through energy and level up champions. Obviously, as I said, you do have to, if you're running with a Forge Pass or maybe just the Raid Pass, whichever one, it becomes a bit awkward. Like for a 3-star, I'm going to do potentially 8 runs and then on Nightmare and then 1 run on Brutal. The other thing to watch out for, which is a pretty big deal, is that you start to burn through these green shards really fast, right? Because mystery shards don't drop on Nightmare campaign. You don't drop them. So that can be pretty bad because you need these to get the champions to level up. So what I've actually been doing is coming in here and I'll actually just boom like this. I'll grab all of these champions that are in the shop as well as the mystery shards. So I'm buying these champions as well to sort of fill that up so I can actually stock up on shards. And if I'm able to, I'll actually farm Brutal still quite a bit. But it's good to have that option for Nightmare, because with Nightmare, it's being able to turn your energy and your gems into champion training points faster than with anything else possible. So for these sort of tournament situations, or when you're in a rush, it's very, very good. But you do miss out on green shards. And yeah, you do have to also pay attention somewhat, unfortunately, to mix in some stuff for for Brutal. But there you go, guys. That is basically how we set it up. I am going to go and switch that ring off of Ethos, so be very careful with your champions. And if you have some sort of refresher, let's see if we can replace this right here. Ring room equipped. But yeah, looking for somewhere in the lines of these sort of stats. This one might do. He loses some attack. It's not a big deal. Oh, that one roll lots of defense. Yeah, you know, I'll take this off Yannicka. That's fine. Let's see if this still works. So if we drop 100 attack, let's try this. Drop some attack and some defense. See, somehow has ended up with crazy high HP. Ethos is really good base HP, but terrible base defense. Let's do one quick run here. I'll just stick in some 1-star dudes. Here we go. Let's see if this works, just to confirm it for the end of the video. But yeah, if you guys have campaign farmers as well, let us know if you use someone else. I'd be curious to see. And yeah, just fill us in. Yeah, this looks totally fine. So he's pretty much ripping through. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. 10 seconds right there. Beautiful. Boom. Boom. In the bag. Fantastic. Yeah, let me know what champions you use for Nightmare campaign. But yeah, I do actually think a few months ago I would have said this isn't an important thing at all. But with the advent of skins and the potential of these intensive champ training tournaments, I think it's something to look into now when you are far enough in the game to do so. Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye-bye.